Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. There is naturally much interest in what is contained in Eskom's tariff application and what it could mean for electricity tariffs and inflation for the next few years. Joining us today to speak about the issue is Engineering News editor Terence Creamer, who has been monitoring developments. Terence, Eskom submitted its tariff application on the 30th of September as per the deadline. Now, the document has been kept under wraps, but some content have started to leak now. Why the lack of transparency?
Well, as you say, it just squeaked in on Wednesday night last week ahead of the deadline. That's after Eskom requested an extension to that deadline, but NERSA refused to grant it another extension. And as you say, the contents have leaked, are starting to leak. And it seems that what happened is that this was submitted officially to NERSA, the National Treasury and SALGA, but a number of interested and affected parties also received some of this content, and they've deemed it necessary to start putting this into the public domain because there are some frightening figures in there. NERSA officially says it's only going to publish this on sometime during November.
Now, what are some of the scenarios that's contained in that submission to NERSA, and what does it mean for consumers?
As you rightly say, it seems like there are scenarios, and that might be one of the reasons why NERSA wanted some more time to mull over it, because it is a complex and sensitive document. And some of the scenarios are extremely scary if we can believe the leaks. I think one of the scenarios is to move immediately to cost-reflective pricing. And that would be a 146% tariff increase in 1 year, which would be next year. So that would be a massive leap, and one I don't think anyone in South Africa is prepared to stomach. So I think the preferred scenario, which again, this is not official, but it seems to be 45% a year for the next 3 years. So Eskom's asking for the MYPD2, which is the multi-year price determination period, to be extended to 2013, and over that 3-year period to have 45%, 45% and 45%. So if you compound that, it's over 150% increases over that period. So it is a frightening scenario, and I don't think people would necessarily see that as tariff smoothing. But Eskom warns that even at that level, they're going to have funding challenges. They've got a massive 385 billion build program. They also want to fund demand-side management. They also want to fund independent power producers. Renewable energy is going to come in a lot more expensive. So they're looking at putting this they've thrown the kitchen sink, it seems, into this scenario at 45% a year for the next 3 years. So there's going to be a funding gap which they're going to have to close. And they say that even with what we would see as high increases, they need to turn to government as the shareholder for maybe accelerated injections and additional injections. And they might have to do other things. And the most scary one that's being proposed is possibly delaying some of the projects, including the big Kusile baseload coal-fired power station.
So what happens now? When will we know what the final increase will be?
Well, we now go into a process where we need NERSA to publish officially, and they say that will be sometime in November. Then there's usually a 30-day period of where they open it up for public comment. Thereafter, there'll be public hearings, and those public hearings, you can imagine, are going to be quite lively and robustly debated. And that should probably take place early next year. But if we look at the timelines, Eskom and also for the municipalities and for government, the fiscal year starts on April 1. So a determination would have to come out sometime before then.
Terence, thank you very much. That's a Second Take show for this week. Thank you for watching, and join us again next time for more news analysis.